No other midfielder dazzled like Luka Modric in his prime. I'll admit that might be an exaggerated statement, but the truth is Modric's vision, work rate, passing and technique were off the charts. He especially treated us to those outside of the foot passing masterclasses. And while the Croatian GOAT is now 38 years old and has his best days behind him, it actually feels only like yesterday that we saw Modric in his prime. Here's how Modric rewrote history and changed the game forever. The sharpest swords are forged in the hottest fires, and Luka's early years were pretty fiery. He was born in the hamlet of Modrici and lived in a stone house with his parents, who worked their butts off as factory workers. We all know Luka to be as cool as a cucumber on the pitch. Who knows, maybe it's because he spent most of his time as a 5-year-old looking after goats. But life threw a curveball just a year later when the Croatian War of Independence started and his family had to run for their lives. Now this was a pretty huge deal and cost Luka a lot. His grandfather was killed by rebels and their home was burned to the ground, making young Luka and his family refugees. Football ended up being an escape for Modric. When Modric did take the first steps towards playing professional football, he hit some new roadblocks. People told him he was too featherweight. If only they knew his spirit weighed a ton of pure, unrelenting drive. Eventually, at 16 years old, Modric found his way into the Dinamo Zagreb youth setup, but had to first go on loan to Zrinjski Mostar in the Bosnian Premier League as he put his nose to the grindstone. Spoiler alert, he made easy work of his time in the league and was named the Player of the Year. Another loan spell at Inter Zagreb, Modric won the Croatian Football Hope of the Year award in 2004, a well-deserved award. Modric went on to become captain and a hero at Dinamo Zagreb. During his 4 years with the club, Modric helped the side to multiple league titles and a Croatian Cup win. His stats? Top stuff. In just the league alone, Luka did no fewer than 31 goals with 29 assists. At this point, the legend of Luka Modric had spread beyond Croatia, and several clubs wanted to be a part of his story. Daniel Levy was so set on making Tottenham a part of that story that he personally flew to Croatia to sign Modric for a club record equaling £16.5 million. Now, this was back in 2008, so that figure was pretty decent. But once again, adversity came knocking. This time, it was a knee injury, and the British media fanned the flames and made the most of his bad patch on the pitch. To make matters worse, his manager played him out of his favorite position and put him as a left winger. Modric as a winger? That's like using a Rolls Royce to tow a trailer. But back then, Luka was actually a very versatile player. Harry Redknapp was the manager who saw the genius in Modric and chose to build a team around the midfielder, and it all started to come together. A few years down the line, and the narrative had completely flipped. By the end of the 2010 and 2011 season, Modric was named Tottenham's Player of the Season, and many felt he should have been named the league's Player of the Season. Luka had leveled up big time from his Dinamo days, and at that point, it became crystal clear that he needed a bigger stage to become the footballing god he was destined to be. Just a year later, Real Madrid slapped down £30 million, and Spurs couldn't say no. Prime Modric was about to be unleashed. How do you become an all-time great at a club like Real Madrid, especially with the likes of Zidane, Redondo, and Copa already setting the pace? You do it the Modric way, by overcoming every single obstacle. Modric's first season in Madrid was a disaster. The midfield was stacked with elite talent, Xabi Alonso, Sami Khedira, and Mesut Ozil. And trust us, all these players were in or around their prime. Modric didn't win this battle right away. In fact, by the end of the year, he was voted the worst signing of the year by Marca. But then, just like a phoenix, Modric rose from the ashes. The turning point, a stellar performance against Manchester United in the Champions League in March. Modric scored a stunner in that game, and it changed everything for him. And when Carlo Ancelotti rolled into town next season, Modric's role on the team became undisputed. Before that season, Madrid's last Champions League title was 12 years in the rearview, and they were on a mission for the famous La Decima. Modric played a key role in helping them clinch the title. He was dropping dimes left and right, making crucial assists in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final. The 2013 and 2014 Champions League final was pure drama. Real Madrid was down a goal until the 93rd minute when Modric swung in a corner and boom, Sergio Ramos headed it in. Real went on to smash Atletico 4-1. Modric was named in the UCL Team of the Season, and just a year later, he was in the FIFA Pro World 11. The next few seasons, Modric went beast mode, helping Real Madrid snag 3 consecutive UCL titles under Zidane and racking up a ton of awards for his stellar midfield play. He made the FIFA Pro World 11 at least 4 more times in this period. But 2018 was Modric's golden year. He was crucial to yet another Champions League win for Real Madrid and led Croatia to the World Cup final with multiple man-of-the-match performances. Croatia lost to France, but Modric won the Golden Ball. Modric's brilliance was blindingly obvious by now, and he became the first player to break Messi and Ronaldo's 10-year Ballon d'Or duopoly by winning it himself. His trophy cabinet was about to bust open, as he also took home FIFA's The Best and UEFA Men's Player of the Year. What a year for the Croatian maestro. Fast forward another 5 years and Modric has had so many iconic games that we can't even list them all. He's had more league titles and another UCL title added to his glittering career that's still unfolding. Modric could be best described as a dictating creative playmaker. His skill set includes passing, work rate, long-range shooting, and creativity. What's crazy is that it's super hard to pick out any real weaknesses in his game. Some people say he should score more, but hey, he makes a lot happen on the pitch. Throughout his 12 seasons with Real Madrid, Modric has come up with enviable stats. For any kid out there hoping for a number 10 role, Modric's game might be your ultimate study guide. He boasts an impressive 87.9% pass completion rate in the Champions League and 86.9% in the La Liga across all his seasons. His eagle-eye vision is backed by accuracy because he's completed 74.5% of all long passes that he's played for Real Madrid. His overall progressive passing statistics put him among the top 1% of midfielders in the world. Top 1%. Tackling and decisiveness. Beyond the goal contributions, Modric brings so much more to the Real Madrid team. He creates at least 4 shot-creating actions every game and wins up to 88% of the tackles he attempts. Talk about an all-rounder. Modric's eye for passing extends to shooting too. He's taken an average of 1.26 shots per game, with 0.49 shots finding the target. He scored 39 goals and chipped in with 86 assists in a total of 534 appearances for the Spanish Giants. Many of these goal contributions have been game-changing. After 12 seasons at Real Madrid, Modric has stacked up several impressive achievements. On the 25th of May 2024, he became the oldest player to play a league game for Real Madrid at 38 years and 259 days. He became the 7th player to win a Ballon d'Or while playing for the club. Interestingly, Modric holds the record for the most trophies won with the club with 26 titles. And here's another crazy stat. Modric is Croatia's oldest and youngest goal scorer at the Euros. He achieved these targets 12 years apart in 2008 and 2020. No Croatian player has won more Player of the Year awards than Modric. He's won it 11 times, 5 times more than any other player. His longevity is simply unbelievable at this point. Like a gladiator, Modric has faced all sorts of challenges on and off the pitch, and he has risen above them all. His resilience and determination is something to admire and is part of what has helped him play top-level football for so long. But switching it over to you, what is your favorite thing about Luka Modric, and how would you rate him compared to the greatest midfielders in the history of the sport?